In case y'all thought I was lying. Just finished that #1, part 1, back with part 2. Back with part 2. Oh my god, this shirt wrinkling. I was like at work and this kind of got pulled on and everything, but part 2 was story 2 from Kate. I like the first one. Now I'm finna lock in like I'm Kate. My name Kate, not my name Mike, but for right now, my name Kate, bro. Let's get into it. I ain't gonna hold y'all too. I'm ready to hear it. I ain't gonna lie. That first one really got me in it. I'm ready to hear it. Let's get into it though. Kate, let's get it.
I was 18.
I was in my head. I was asking like, is it gonna be a woman since it's a woman, or is it gonna still be like the suspenseful man, deep tone voice? And it's the dude.
My parents went away on a week-long anniversary trip. My sister had already moved
Hold on,
out.
how old was she? I was talking. Let me go to.
I was 18 when my parents went away on a week-long anniversary trip. My sister had already moved out by this point, so I had to hold the fort. My parents' property is enclosed by woods and a dirt driveway leading to the road. The road is a quiet back road with equally sized properties running alongside it, all of them separated a decent distance, so it's a really isolated feel up there. Everyone in town knows each other. You see familiar faces all the time for the most part.
Type shit.
Amazon is overcharging you.
I was almost there. Why I always pause ads.
Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
At the gas station, at the grocery store, at the bars, which I'd learn a few years later when I started going to them. Speaking of gas stations, this story starts one day while my parents were away. I was at a gas station filling up my tank when a black Jeep Cherokee pulled up to the pump next to mine. A man with a goatee stepped out, greeted me, and started filling his tank. In that town, it was normal for strangers to greet each other like that. He had his nozzle locked into the gas tank, and then he walked around to my side of the pump and went,
"You getting too close." I knew it was coming, and you getting too close. I'm Kate. Bag your ass up. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just here to get gas. I ain't here to make friends. Bag up. Excuse me.
"Excuse me, do you know how to get to the interstate from here?" I helped him to the best of my ability.
That's what you got a phone for. That's what you got clerks for at the store. I'm just getting gas. To your knowledge, I'm new here too. I don't know shit. I don't know nothing. I'm 18-year-old Kate. I'm not 20-year-old me. 18-year-old Kate. I don't know. I'm like, I think it's. Nah, I really don't know. That's it. End of the conversation.
Pulled out a notepad and started writing down the directions I gave him. Very odd how he wouldn't just do that on his cell phone like anyone else would.
Exactly. He got in that notepad or whatever. He probably got so many more directions that other people don't gave him.
He thanked me and asked if I'm from the area. I said, yeah, I grew up here, and he said he's from out of town. He didn't specify where. He then went back to his side and put the...
If he didn't specify where, why did you? Say you bro, y'all gotta start lying. That's why people be doing that weird stuff. You let them know too much.
In the pump. He then asked my name, as he said, "It's nice meeting you." I said, "My name's Kate." He said, "What a lovely name," and then got in his car as I got into mine. I drove out first and turned left to go up the road back home. It was only a few minutes worth of driving before I was approaching our turn into the driveway. I slowed down and put my blinker on, then turned right onto the property. It was at that moment that I noticed the car behind me was that same black Jeep Cherokee. He passed me as I turned into our driveway. He went the complete opposite way that I told him to go to get to the interstate.
Exactly. And you told him your name. For a lot of niggas, I ain't gonna lie. You saying your name, that's all they need. Y'all go together at that point. For the weird niggas, I ain't gonna lie. For the weird niggas. I ain't gonna lie. I'm bad with names myself. Don't tell me your name. Well, you can tell me your name, but I gotta see you in person to put a face to a name. But you told him your name. Oh, he wants you. Y'all damn near talk. And you know your address now because you pulling up? Oh, just spend the night.
As he passed me, he didn't slow down or anything, so it seemed that maybe he just forgot the directions I gave him and went the wrong way.
I'm sorry to pause. He didn't forget it. He got it wrote down. He just wrote that shit. He can't read his hand right?
I let myself inside and went about the rest of my day doing whatever. I think it was that night that I was going out to meet up with my friends that I stepped outside and walked to my car and heard the sound of footsteps nearby. Like I said, the house is enclosed by woods, and this was in the middle of the summertime. It could have been any number of animals. So I didn't investigate. I just got in my car and left. But when I got back home hours later and walked from my car to the house, a man's voice from out somewhere in the woods called out Kate. I got the chills as I looked around, and then in a panic rushed to open the front door. I slammed it shut and sat on the couch to breathe. The neighbors all knew my name, but the houses are not on top of each other, so it's a bit of a walk. And there was no reason for one of them to call my name like that, like a creep, and not identify themselves. I decided to call my parents to tell them, and their explanation was it must have been one of the neighbors, and they'll probably knock on the door. I didn't tell them about the encounter at the gas station. The next day, which was a Saturday, I stayed home most of the day, and later that night, I once again was going out to meet with my friends. After getting ready and everything, I went outside, and as I was walking to...
Kate is too calm. I'm a 18-year-old female. I ain't gonna lie, you gotta be more alert as a woman than a male. That's just facts. You just, because no matter how much you try, if a man wants you, he can have you. If you by yourself, it's a one-on-one situation. Unless you, Ronda Rousey, that boxing girl that's trying to fight, I forgot her name, Clarissa, I don't know her name. That boxing girl, like, unless you one of them, a Cyborg from the UFC, like, unless you one of them, bro, like, he can have you. Like, he can do what he wants. He can muscle you down, power you. So if you ain't got what J-Man said, Pokeball on you, it's pretty much nothing you can do. You got to be more alert, more aware, all that. Don't go. Where you going at night? If you're not if you not with somebody else, even if it's a group of friends, you shouldn't be leaving out by yourself. I know in her situation, her dad is not, like, nobody is there with her, so she can't get walked outside or Because I still know people to this day, they're in my age, they be like, either walk me outside or make sure I get to the car. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, make sure the women in y'all life is safe and took care of, because there's some weird niggas on this planet, bro. Like all the animals that be extinct, they need to be extinct. But it get worse and worse over the years. That's sad to say, but it's true.
To my car, I heard loud and clear from the not so far distance, someone called Kate again. This time, I didn't wait a second. I ran back inside the house and locked the door again. I called 911 this time, texting my family while doing so. After 2 cops showed up to the house, they looked around the perimeter of the property with their flashlights, then came back and said to call again if this persisted. I didn't feel much better after this. It's not really like they did much. I refrained from going outside until the next day when I had work. I was a server at a nearby restaurant. I was working a late shift. I left the house in broad daylight, paranoid to hear that voice again. Thankfully, though, I didn't. Maybe seeing the police car finally scared them off.
If you're a web designer,
police don't scare nobody, bro.
Studio feed.
They they not scaring nobody. I'm sorry, but they're not. They're not. They should, but they're not.
Hours at work, I was ready to go home and collapse into bed. I pulled onto the property, parked my car out front, and walked to the front door. I stopped when I heard the sound of footsteps again. It didn't sound like an animal's footsteps, though. I stood on the front deck for a second, waiting.
This has been happening 3 days in a row, and you still want to sit there and watch? I'm starting to think Kate wants something to
That
happen.
familiar voice yelled out again, saying, "Kate, don't call the cops on me again, cutie." I yelled out, "You need help, you're sick," and let myself inside. I called the cops once more. The cops came again, searched the perimeter again, and left. My parents told me I should stay at a friend's house for the night. I couldn't agree more. They would be back the following night, so after that, I would feel much safer being there. My friend Alex told me I could stay with her that night, so I packed a bag and was ready to go. I checked out the windows first to make sure the coast was clear. I then went outside and locked the door as fast as I could, then ran to the car. As I turned the key in the ignition, I heard something right to my left. Right outside the driver's side door was a man wearing a face mask trying to open the door. I couldn't even scream. I felt like I was choking on air. As I put the car in drive, he started hitting the glass with his elbow. I looped my car around on the grass and sped down the driveway, and I turned right up the road and didn't stop until I got to Alex's house. I was hysterically crying the whole drive there as I had Alex and her dad on the phone with me. He said he would have come and picked me up had he known the situation. We called the police together for a third time in total. A couple officers went to my parents' house to investigate again, make sure no windows were shattered or anything. One officer came to Alex's house where I once again gave my description of what happened. This was probably the most action these cops had seen in a long time in this quiet town. Thankfully, my parents came home the next day, and I felt safe staying at home again. I fully believe the man at the gas station followed me home intentionally and scoped the place out, realizing I was by myself, and for whatever reason toyed with me until he actually tried to pounce and get me. I shouldn't have given my real name, and I should have
No shit.
been more alert to my surroundings and realized he was following me in my car that day. Some people are
Always make sure you watching the car behind you. Cause ain't no way I be doing some I ain't gonna lie, I'm a regular nigga, bro. I don't be with none of this streets. I be chilling, making my money and thinking about another way to make another type of money, you know. But I be doing some unnecessary turns trying to make sure folks ain't following me. And I really don't even need to. I just do it by muscle memory. At that point, I just be doing it. I can't. This shirt. I'm finna take this bitch off. This is pissing me off. But I just be doing it. Anybody I call, like, I'm looking at every mirror 3-4 times. If I hit this turn and you hit this turn, I bet you just probably going the way you know somebody. If you don't turn off on one of them streets and I keep straight, you still straight. All right. Now if I turn that way, making a big circle, and you also go that way, your ass is you following me. So I'm gonna go through a whole nother neighborhood, drive slow by a house, and then just stop. If you stop too, your ass, I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you. I'm leaving your ass. But pay attention to your surroundings when you in the car.
nuts and have way too much time on their hands. This incident was a huge motivating factor in my moving out to my own apartment a few months later.
And that's it. I ain't gonna lie. These are just it's heat. Talking about sizzling. I'm fucking with these. No wonder why they be talking about these in the group. Like, they be talking about, I never got it. Now I do get it. This shit is hard. It's like a 15, I don't know, 10, 5, 6 minutes Netflix documentary or some scary shit. And it's true. I don't know whose story these is, but it's a true story. I don't know how official it is, but shit, it's a true story. And I ain't gonna lie, one of my favorite things to watch on Netflix is the documentary series, so that's a big plus. But that's it for this video. Part 3, should I do part 3? What y'all think? If y'all see me again and I keep having to fix this shirt, just know part 3 is getting done today. But y'all, I might do this one, skip, do that one. Skip a day, put something else right there. To skip, do that one. Skip a day, put that, make it, so I need like 2 more. If I do this third, I'm gonna need like 2 more I can just put in between. So I'll be having 5. So I'll be good for 5 more days. Y'all know what's today? It was February, March, April, May. 3 months. What's today? The 20th. Tomorrow I'll make 3 months every day. Every single day. Not a missed day. Clap it up for me. You know? But thank y'all for the support. Appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Even I'm not making nothing from this. This shit is just for me and for fun. I ain't gonna lie. And it's very much fun to me. Hope y'all been enjoying like I have. But that's it for this. And I'm gonna catch y'all next one. Peace out.